Yeah, as you probably got from the title, this is not the usual graffiti video from Mr. Vent. This story starts the last year, when I was doing a chill commission for basically get some money to outline my wonderful and cheap pieces based on bucket paint fill-ins. Well, I was really chilling, I was done with the first lines when this old, let's say just old man, came to me and said something like, "What are you doing here? This is not allowed, what are you doing? This is not good." Well, I was thinking like, who the hell are you? Go fuck. But the thing is that that old man, it wasn't a random old man, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be here telling you this story. He was the goddamn building manager. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but in buildings where multiple people live, there is a building manager that does all the bureaucratic stuff. Well, it came out that my customer had to ask before doing the commission to the building manager to do a meeting to discuss if Andrea could let me customize the door of his pole dance gym. We thought like it was going to take 2 months, 3 months. Hell no. The day when I started my commission, it was the 10th December 2022. Today, the day where I'm going to finish the commission, thanks dear building manager, there is a lot of love here for you, is the 11th November 2023. And so, 336 days after I did the first lines, I can continue the painting. So this is definitely the longest commission I have ever done. Let me know in the comments if you have done a commission or an artwork that took even more time. Let's finish to paint this commission. Good morning, dear writers, or should I say, maybe, dear street artists. Of course, I am just joking. I think that the street art versus graffiti thing is such a bullshit, but from time to time it's very funny to make jokes on it. Anyway, today's subject are not graffiti letters, but the main tool, well, is still the same, cans. However, it's time for a little coffee, and then let's finally reach the hardware store, because I needed some paper tape and small brushes. Today I am a professional, and of course, since I couldn't help it, I bought some cheap spray paint as well. And finally we are at the spot. Location. However, this is how the door is looking. I am actually very happy that I already have the first lines on the door here. So, the design is the one you are seeing right now, and I wondered about what to do as first thing for a long time. And then I realized that the background is the most convenient thing to do as first. Now, the problem is that this can is gone. I used it for personal graffiti and I bought 2 cans. I think that this is the right color, but let's find it out. I think so. Very nice. So, I started making the outline of the first stripe with the skinny, to then fill the inside with a transversal cap, in order to maximize the efficiency of the can. But then... No... caps. My transversal cap is clogged. Okay, it's not a biggie, I will fill with the skinny. Much longer, but it should work anyway. I always bring with me more than 1 cap for type, but I don't know why, this time I had just 1 transversal cap in my bag. However, I filled the first stripe with a level 1 skinny cap. Its output is not the best for filling because it's kinda empty, let's say, but I used it to save spray paint. The alternative was a fat cap, so, you know. Okay, I was a little bit too optimistic with the spray can because I almost completely finished it, but it's not a problem because the graffiti shop is very close to this place. Besides that, I made some tries to understand what color is better to place near to this violet. This one is definitely the best. To make the beast shine like it has never done before, I am doing a pre-coat of white, but like you will see, it's gonna be completely useless because I just changed my mind. If you compare it with the design, it doesn't fit, so I'm gonna use the lighter tone of the violet that is already on the wall. To be honest, looking at it now while I'm doing the voiceover, I don't know why I even thought that the beast was better than the bishop violet. Okay, I need another can of the darker one, because I need to do some cutbacks. Fortunately, the graffiti shop, as I told you, is very close to the door of today. By needing this can, I truly realized that having a graffiti shop that close to the spot is a huge privilege. And the owner also made me a coffee. If this isn't hospitality, I don't know what it is. By the way, to be completely clear, I allowed myself to be that optimistic with the spray cans, also because the graffiti shop is behind the corner. I'm crazy, but not that crazy. Okay, the stripes are clean, which is very nice. Now it's time to make the cyan drop shadow. Of course, about the pole, I think it's pole, I don't know, but pole dance, yes, it should be a pole. Well, of course, this line is a little crooked. At the end, I will do the last coat using the tape. It was just to have an idea of how it affects the human figures. Now it's time to use some black.
Yeah.
What's going on here? There are some tiny holes. Okay, I figured it out, I didn't know it, but this has a tiny hole on the top. I am very professional. It's pretty visible that I'm not used to brush paintings. Hopefully it is the only hole that they have. This is gonna be long and boring. The first silhouette is done. Time for the second one. Okay. Yes, I should have bought a thicker tape.
2 hours later.
I feel very clever in this moment because I just found out that I can make all the masking process way more easy, because since this is a door, I can open it, and so I don't need the tape on the other side of the door. I will be careful anyway because I don't want too much dust in here, but this way is much easier. I will admit that I feel so much clever right now.
3 hours later.
No! So much clever. Okay, I will wait it to dry a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start to fill the silhouette. And I have to be very careful because these brush outlines are very thin and I'm afraid of make all the drop shadow dirty. Okay, time to remove the tape. Nice. I need just one more thing about the silhouette. Some highlights. For example, here you see it's flat, but it is not because here are two legs on the same axis, let's say. So I'm gonna put just a little highlight here and on some other parts. But first I have to make the gray. Okay, I need a lighter gray to complete the highlights. Yeah, a little more white.
Many hours later.
Okay, I can say that I am finally done with the silhouette. Now I'm gonna paint the name of the gym up on the left. As you have seen, I used some tape as guideline. This because it's very difficult to me to write things straight. And the worst thing you can do painting a sentence or whatsoever is to paint it not straight. However, I wrote it with the brush first to get the proportions, and then I made it thicker using the spray paint. Vertical dolls is there. Now, I have to underline it with the turquoise, like you can see in the design. And, contrary to what my graffiti heritage wants me to do, I will do it with the tape. That's a little dot. Okay. I thought it was going to be a disaster, but otherwise it is the perfect test tape masking I've done so far. The last freehand job I have to do is to paint this part of the design. Well, all these little straight words are a pain in the ass. At first, I prepared all the guideline tape masking, but at the end it didn't work out. I had to try multiple times to get this done, and I didn't expect it, but it was the hardest thing of the whole painting. However, after a lot of attempts and Italian blasphemies, I can consider myself satisfied with it. Now, it's time for the logo of the gym. So, this is the stencil. By the way, it's very dirty and full of dust because it is here standing in a room since the first attempt of doing this commission. So I will clean it a little bit first because otherwise the tape won't work. At the end of the day, the stencil was very ruined. It wasn't flat anymore because it absorbed a lot of humidity, and it was barely usable. Anyway, fortunately, I managed to accomplish the most of the job with it. But I had to finish and refine it with the brush. Quite challenging in terms of accuracy, but at the end very satisfying. So, as you can see over here, I am done. So now, I'll just wait Andrea to come back, my customer, to show him the final result, and then I will show it to you as well. So guys, of course I will not do an analysis or whatsoever, but still, let me know what do you think in a comment, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and see you next time, probably in 2 weeks.